So you guys have probably heard of the piriformis muscle. It's that nasty one that likes to put pressure on the sciatic nerve. So it's underneath the glute max on this model here. So on the left side we see the big glute max muscle, not the best representation of it, but if we take it and pull it away, this is what's underneath. So this little muscle that's highlighted is the piriformis, and that blue structure coming out there is actually a nerve. So what can happen is this piriformis can get really tight and it can develop adhesions, especially if we sit a lot or if we haven't had a good pelvic adjustment in a while. And what that's going to do is it's going to put pressure on the sciatic nerve. Now there's a big difference between sciatica coming from your spine, which is worse, and sciatica that's just coming from the pelvis or the glutes. You'd much prefer to have the one coming from the glutes, and this is the majority of the cases. Most of these people are going to have tingling on the back of the thigh, but it's going to be kind of all over. It's not going to be in a thin strip that's well defined. It's going to be kind of all over the back of the thigh. Usually it doesn't go past the knee. So if this is you or somebody you know, that's good news. The way to fix this is to stretch the piriformis and of course get adjusted. The way we're going to do that is, if you follow me here, I like to stretch the piriformis by, and this is a little bit more of an intense version, we'll do a modified version of this in a second. I like to find a structure about knee height, maybe a little higher, and I'm going to put my foot on the side I want to stretch. So if I'm stretching my right side, I'm going to put my right foot up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to slowly sink into it like so, give my knee on the left side some space. I'm going to sink into it like this and basically just allow the glute to stretch on that right side. And so I'm trying to stay pretty square up to the front, but I'm sinking into it until I feel that strip on my butt stretch. And I'm going to hold that for at least 45 seconds, breathing through it to get a good stretch. If you hold it for 10 like we did in soccer when you're kids, you're not going to get a good stretch. You want at least 30 to 45 seconds to get a good stretch there. The other thing you can do is get, like I say, get a lacrosse ball, something dense but not too hard like a baseball, something softer like a lacrosse ball, or a foam roller, and really roll it out on that glute muscle. You'll feel the spot if it's a problem on you. A lot of times, people will go one of two ways. I find our practice members either have relief from the weird sciatic thing going down the back as they stretch it, meaning that they need to continue to stretch, or sometimes, especially if they're using a lacrosse ball or something to put pressure on it, it will get worse. They'll feel the tingling even more, and that's because you're just putting more pressure on that nerve. I still recommend doing this stretch if it's something you need. Just maybe don't let the pain get more than 6 out of 10. If you're right at 6 out of 10 pain, you're good. Maybe just don't push it too far beyond, but you want to get that release through there if that's what's putting pressure on the sciatic nerve. Now, if you're one of those people where it's going down into the calf or the toe or the big toe or the outside of the foot, there might be something in the lumbar spine that we need to adjust. So that would mean make an appointment.